Hello!
Hello!
How amazing it is to be back. Welcome to this fantastic edition of Coffee with the Claires. We've missed you.
We have.
I've
been
missed
a while.
you.
I've missed you.
I've missed your face.
It's been so long.
And we've missed you. It's been ages. So welcome to the show. We have got lots lined up for you today. We should say a few hellos because we've been so away.
Yes, we've been busy. It's
busy.
OM System Week.
Yes. Happy birthday. OM System, 2 years.
Trevor.
Hey, hello Trevor. Good morning to you from
Morning,
Havant.
Trevor.
Morris, thought you might have forgot to turn your clocks back.
Oh. You know how everyone gets a lion?
Yeah.
Everyone except
You.
people with children. You don't get lions then.
And dogs, because they still want to be fed at a certain
Yes.
time. So, really good to see you all. Lovely to see you, Steve. Good afternoon, ladies from Northamptonshire. Loving the new 90mm macro lens. It's made a huge difference to the quality of my macro images.
Fantastic.
It's easy to use the 90. It's
Yep.
The 60 is a fantastic lens, but it does take a little bit of working out, doesn't it? But happy birthday, as I said, because it's OM System Week, isn't it?
It is. And on Friday, we celebrated OM System Day. And we hosted a huge amount of events.
Across the globe.
We did. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you were lucky enough to get out to one of those events, tell us. Let us know in the comments if you attended. Rob was at Slimbridge on Saturday. He had a great time, lovely weather. And there's more happening this week, not in person. So if you did miss any of the events in person, you couldn't make them, then we will have events this week online. So head on over to the website and book your place. They are filling up fast.
They are. Some of them I know were already booked, overbooked, but there's some really interesting things going on. Some people maybe you've never sat in on before. And as I said, you know, we've got some amazing ambassadors giving you that incredible sort of theory into their photography and into what nature means to them.
Absolutely.
It's very exciting. You're there, look.
There I am.
And
there's you.
And there's me, look, there's me.
So do head on over to the website and book your place on one of the online events this week. There's also a fantastic competition on there.
I mean, when I said to you earlier, oh, it's a 2-day expedition, you were like, no. It's a Lindblad expedition.
There is a Lindblad expedition for 2 people and an OM System OM5 camera kit to be won. All you've got to do is head on over to the website, click enter to win, and tell us what nature means to you.
Yes. It's really important. It's to Iceland, this trip, isn't it?
Yes.
If you haven't been to Iceland, if you've ever wanted to
Never
go
been.
it is the photographer landscape mecca.
Yes.
You know, it is like the mecca of all places because the light is incredible. And even though the landscape sometimes can be quite bleak, it doesn't matter because the light just lends itself to this incredible experience. It's not just the photography, it's the experience. And when you can go up to a glacier and sort of touch it, it's pretty incredible. So definitely worth entering. All you've got to tell us is, what does nature mean to you? What does nature mean to you, Claire?
Do you know what it's about? And I spent a lot of time in nature this weekend.
Yeah.
I went out with the family and we went for a walk in the forest.
Nice.
And it's that feeling. You've had a busy week, and it's just that feeling of calm and enjoying the surroundings. You know, it's autumn in the UK, so we have falling leaves, we have fungi, and the colours are just beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's just, and Ruben loves being outside, running, sitting in puddles, playing with leaves and sticks, and it's just.
And it's also, it's not just about what you see, it's about what you smell.
Absolutely.
It's about what you hear. So if you're into recording audio sounds, bird sounds, crunching leaves, the noise. Obviously, I'm a dog walker, and so we tend to get very muddy and very dirty.
Yes.
But, you know, it's about the smells and the sounds. And it's just like you say, it's nothing nicer than being out in nature, and having your camera as your companion is great.
Absolutely.
But you should be getting out there. Now's the perfect time.
Yes. And on Friday, we introduced Catcher Forgets.
Yes.
Which is a centuries-old Japanese philosophy to immerse oneself in nature.
Right.
And that's what we want you to do. We want you to go outside, enjoy, breathe in, take in the smells, the sounds, and capture it. If you've got your camera with you, get those beautiful photos to remind yourself.
And I definitely know, as you know, I'm not a pro photographer by any way or means, but I know that I get better pictures when I turn up somewhere and I just wait for a while.
Yeah.
I sit, I take it in, I look around rather than just going in, bang, 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 you know, taking pictures, which is sort of what you do in a London lifestyle, whether you're a press photographer or it's all about speed and capturing that moment. But actually, when you're in nature, if you can just take 5 minutes to sit, to take it all in, to breathe, and take in your surroundings, your photography will be much, much better.
Definitely. And there'll be a lot of that in some of our workshops this week. You'll hear from a lot of our ambassadors about going out into nature and their experiences and giving you some helpful tips and tricks as well.
Wonderful. How exciting.
I know.
So what's next?
We're going to take a quick look at the Catcher Forgets video. If you missed it on the social channels, there's a longer version on our YouTube channel, but here's a little quick snip.
Okay, let's get started. So now let me ask you this. What is nature to you?
Nature to me, it's my home, our home. So it's everything.
It's everything. I mean, we say we go out into nature, but really, like, we are nature.
My happiness, my well-being is all dependent on my proximity to nature-filled spaces.
Have you heard about the term katsofugetsu? And what do you think it means?
Never heard of it. No, I have. I hadn't heard of it a few weeks ago. I think it means
a feeling that I was already aware of, but never had the ability to put a word to.
For me, katsofugetsu means immersing oneself in nature. So really allowing ourselves to experience it without any expectation of what nature should give us back.
It's a beautiful philosophy.
Really lovely.
Really calming, and in this mad and crazy world, who doesn't want to feel some of that, right?
Absolutely.
So it's so important. Obviously, yeah, we're here to talk about cameras and we're here to talk about lenses and things, but actually there's nothing nicer than going out and taking time out and realising how beautiful a planet we live in.
Absolutely.
So if you have any ideas about why you like being in nature, please enter that competition. You know, you can do it on Instagram, on Facebook.
Tap the link. So the link will be, we'll pop it in the chat afterwards, and it'll also be on our social channels. Or if you go to Instagram, tap the link in our bio. You must enter via that link. Any entries on Instagram posts or Facebook, whilst we love hearing them, and it's really great to hear what nature means to you, please do enter via the link.
And the only sad thing about the trip is we're not on it.
Yes.
That's really the only sad thing about it, because we're not going. And when I said to Claire 2 days, you know, oh, it's a bit longer than that, I was like, oh,
It's a lot longer than that.
So it's really worth it. And as I said, you're going to get a brand new OM5 as well. So why wouldn't you want to
Trip
enter?
of a lifetime.
Yes, exactly.
So Claire, talking about nature, what have you been up to? Have you been out in nature in the last few weeks since I saw you?
Life has been pretty hectic,
Yes.
right? As you all well know, life has been pretty hectic. So when I have had those opportunities to go out, it has meant so much for even just an hour to recharge. We've been looking after a baby at home, and we've got
been a
lots
busy
of,
time
It's
for
been
you.
quite busy. It's been a bit hectic, which is why these bags are quite big. So going out into nature and spending an hour walking the dog or just sitting looking like has been incredible. But I did get the opportunity to go up to Scotland. Was up at Wex for a couple of days.
Nice.
And tagged on a few days, and we had a little Airbnb right in the middle of nowhere. You had to cross a creek, across a causeway to get to it. It was absolutely beautiful. So I did some time lapse, and even though the weather wasn't great, we did manage to get out and take a few shots. So
Brilliant.
Landscapes
Let's have a look.
all over.
Yes.
Let's have a look what we've got here.
I love this.
So this is actually shot in Sweden. This is not shot in Scotland.
This is not in Scotland.
This is shot in Sweden. This is me and Pernilla, our lovely lady out in Sweden. She took me out for the evening. We were working out there, and we just took a road trip in the evening because the light was so beautiful.
Nice.
And this is the most westerly point in Sweden, basically. It's that you were right on the tip, and it's absolutely beautiful. Live ND. You know, I'm a big fan of Live ND.
I love your Live ND
It's
stuff.
so easy to use because no tripod, handheld, and the light was just nice. So basically, it's a 2-second exposure. Just to get sort of nice wispy look on the water. Shot with the OM1, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I absolutely love Live ND. If you don't get to try it, and I did some before and after shots, and it really does make a difference when you
when you look at them side by side. It
really
huge
does.
Difference. Oh,
so that's number 1.
Fantastic.
Number 2, please, Gavin. Hey.
Oh, that's
this is something a
beautiful.
bit different because. It's really interesting, again, when you're using Live ND because you want clouds to sort of have that effect of dragging. But the clouds were really slow here. And again, this is a 2-second exposure using Live ND. So you've got a little tiny bit of starburst on the sun. It's quite low down. There's a little tiny bit of sort of light refraction there. But I actually quite like that.
I like it,
And the idea was just to try something a bit different. It's so easy just to go in and shoot the sort of usual landscapes.
And you've gone quite wide.
Really wide. You know me. I love the 825. Very wide, very low to the floor. And as I said, in this instance, I just wanted to flip it into black and white just to change it a little bit. As I said, to get that really real deep. You know, you could have processed that more and got more detail into the rock, but you know what? It isn't about what everybody else likes, it's about what I like.
But I like it because, you know, if you'd had too much detail in the rock, you might have been drawn to that, but actually you're drawn over to the side, the nice reflections.
You do have to be careful with over-processing, don't you? And as I said, it's one of those things where I really liked it, and I take photography for me. So I just thought, yes, thank you.
Beautiful.
So yes. Now this...
Now, Chloe, is this Live ND?
Live ND 825.
I see a trend here.
I'm obsessed with the 825. If you've not tried that lens, it's so light, but it's also so easy to use. But when you've got that 8mm, it's just so nice. So this is Live ND, and again, very happy because look at how the clouds have popped as well. This is in a little village called Crail on the east coast of sort of up from Edinburgh and around. What a beautiful, beautiful little town. I'd imagine in the summer it gets really touristy, but we were there in the winter and there wasn't many people about, but all of a sudden it was 22 degrees and it was so hot in the afternoon. So this is just a lovely, again, 2 seconds. I'm always on the 2 seconds.
I like it.
And I got it just to the point. I tried this shot about 10 times, but the last one, this was the one where the water just hit that little sort of rock formation in the front.
Because it looks like there's a ridge where the water then comes
it's like
down.
a big stone.
Yeah.
But no, that's all just beach, and it's just it was so beautiful there. So, and then we went and ate fish and chips on the seafront.
Of course.
Oh, it was so nice.
Took in the sea
It
air.
was so exactly what we did. We sat and we watched and we listened, and it was gorgeous. So yes, can't wait to go back. So that's my 3. I think was that 3 or was that 2? That was 3. That was 3. So what have you been up to?
Well,
tell us what you've been shooting.
Let's take a look, Gavin. It's been quite busy.
25mm 1.2.
Claire, how dare you? I use other lenses.
Do you?
Maybe. It depends what pictures Gavin is going to show. Yes. I use 300
f4. Lovely. Lovely bokeh on that as well. Look at the background.
So we go to this lovely little place in Wales every year around the same time in October. And it's just fields and wildlife, and we call it our happy place because you know, there's not loads to do around. There's beautiful walks, there's waterfalls, but there's just so much wildlife, and it's set on a farm.
Nice.
And there's always squirrels coming for the nuts that are up in the bird feeders.
Oh, I love it.
And this little guy just ran right up to the grass, so we weren't far, maybe a few feet away, and just sat there and looked at me, straight at me, and I was like, 300, got it. So it's quite a close crop. I love the bokeh behind it.
Beautiful.
The lens does beautiful things. You know, even f4 just delivers. Rob, hello to my favourite people beginning with C.
And Gav. It needs to be named Cav.
Okay, Gav, we've renamed you according to Rob.
And Sam could be Cam.
Cam. We could rename everyone.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Rob. Rob delivered a wonderful workshop on Saturday at Slimbridge, and he is doing an online workshop this week, so go and grab your tickets. But yes, so lovely squirrel,
Beautiful.
grass bocker, just not 25 mil, Claire.
No, and epitomises British nature.
Yes.
And our beautiful countryside, and wherever you're from, I'm sure you've got beautiful countryside. Get out in there.
Absolutely, and that's the thing is, you know, like you said, British wildlife, squirrels, we have them in our back garden.
Yeah.
We have them, you know, wherever you go. I saw plenty of them in the forest over the weekend.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go far to be out in nature and to see amazing wildlife.
I agree. Let's have a look at your next image. Oh,
Now,
look
Claire.
at that beautiful bocker
25
again.
mil, 1.2. That's what it was.
But
That is what it was.
do you know, and most people, and I'm not going to lie, most people would turn to their 60,
Yes.
they'd turn to their 90.
Yes.
They
I
obviously,
had neither with me.
OM lenses are fantastic for telemacro, so
Yeah.
whether you've got the long stuff on.
Yeah.
But Claire defies the rules. She throws those rules out of the, that
You
rule
know
book,
it.
rip
You
it
know
up,
it. This was
throw
on-
it away.
This was on Saturday, and I literally only took
One
my
lens.
OM one and one lens. You know, it was just out for a family walk, chucked it on my shoulder, and out we go. And I think Ruben was off playing with leaves and enjoying
Rolling
the
in the mud
trees.
and things.
He did
Love
roll
it.
in a lot of mud on the
But
weekend.
how beautiful, because you've got absolutely separation from everything else.
Yeah,
And
the
subject.
bocker in the background.
the subject shines.
You know,
Beautiful.
it just, yeah, it did it really well.
So did you get nice and low for that one?
Susie, I did. Yeah, I didn't lie in the grass, but I was articulated screen
Perfect.
the perfect way.
Hey.
Susie's here.
Hey, Susie.
Hello from Sussex. No
rain today. Lovely to see
It's
you
coming,
guys.
Susie.
Oh, it's nice to be back, isn't it?
Yes.
Nice to be back.
Nice to see some familiar names.
Yes.
Yes, so that was just this weekend.
Love it.
And Gav, what have we got last?
Oh,
A Nuthatch,
beautiful. Well
also
done.
Not with the 25 mil 1.2.
300 f4 again?
300 f4, yes, my second favourite lens. And this was again when we stayed in Wales, and I kept watching the nuthatch just fly in and fly out, and it had the same behaviour. It would go to the same spot,
Right.
down to the feeder that they'd put out, and that's the beauty. You just sit for a little while,
Wait.
and you wait, and you watch, and you watch the behaviour. And they do the same thing, and they'll go to the same spot because they know it and it's familiar. So I set the camera up, and I was all ready in that spot. And I actually got a few different angles of the nuthatch. It was kind of looking this way, down, but this angle was just quite nice, and I like the framing of the branch. But
Well, it looks like it's looking at you.
yes.
Definitely
Hi.
looks like it's looking at you.
Hi
But
there. Yes, so it was, and nuthatches, which we don't actually get. I don't see many up where I live. I'm not sure if they're
not
native to
as
certain-
common as
No.
like sparrows and things
No,
like
we
that.
see a lot
but
of robins and
Yeah.
blue tits and great tits and finches, but yeah, I don't often see
Nice.
nuthatches, but we do every time we go to Wales. See
Nice.
a nuthatch, so it was really lovely, and like I say, just watching the behaviour. So that's what I've been up to. Been out in nature quite a lot, and yeah, it's been fun.
really fun.
But it's not what we're here for
It's
today.
that we're
Claire.
not here for us. Even though it's
No.
called Coffee with the Claires.
No, we're here for our guest.
Yes,
who's
we have
never
a fabulous guest.
never been on Coffee with the Claires before. Do you want to do the introduction?
Shall I?
Yeah.
So she hails from Finland. Her name is Marja Heiskanen. Hi Marja, how are you doing?
Hello, Claire. I'm doing great and happy
Welcome.
OMSYSTEM week.
Thank you very much.
you.
Welcome to Coffee with the Claires. We're so excited. to have you on and to talk about your photography. If you don't follow Marja on Instagram, you should, because her feed is so full of incredibly beautiful photographs, and we absolutely love them. So welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. This is amazing.
So you're based in Finland?
Yes, I am in Tampere, which is the third biggest city here, which is not that big, of course, globally.
But what a beautiful place. We keep saying, I mean, every time we have a guest that's not from the UK, we invite ourselves to the house. I think we basically invite ourselves to everybody.
We need to start calling in those.
You're welcome
Calling in those
anytime.
favours.
Yeah.
See, and we've got
Doors
it on
are
record.
open.
Emily has said, Mushroom
Hello,
Galore, love
Emily.
your work, Marja, amazing.
Oh,
hello,
Emily is one
Emily.
of
I love
our
Emily, yeah.
ambassadors. She's amazing. And Stephen Hewitt says he's sitting on a log in the woods watching.
Now, if that isn't Catch Your Forgets, I don't know what is.
Catch Your Forgets all the way. We love that. Susie Crow says stunning work. She loves your work. So
just that snippet of video. I love when Gav does those videos because you kind of like see loads of cool stuff. And as soon as that video shot of you walking past all those huge icicles, Claire was like, oh,
I know. I want to go there. I know. I need to leave.
That was a little sneak peek, that bit of video, into some content that we've got going out in December.
Yes.
So there's some really cool stuff that you shot earlier in the year.
Winter content.
Yeah.
Going to be amazing.
Yeah, I've seen sneak
Can't
peeks.
wait.
It's very cool.
Very exciting. Okay, I'll tell you what we do. Why don't we... should we have a look at some pictures and then we can...
Well, why don't you tell us a bit about your photography first, getting into photography, how long you've been doing it, and then we'll jump into pictures.
We'll jump into pictures. So tell us about your photography then.
Well, maybe the best word to describe me would be that I'm a photo enthusiastic photographer. I'm not a professional, but maybe hobbyist, a bit too light to say what I'm doing. So I've been shooting with first Olympus and now, of course, OMSYSTEM for about 5 years only. So it's been quite short time. And before that, I was your typical cell phone photographer. And I just noticed that I really, really enjoyed going out, taking photos. Because here in Finland, nature is very close.
Right.
I've spent times outside since I was a kid. Of course, I used to play outside a lot. And of course, that's a very natural place to be. So I really enjoyed going out there and taking photos. And so there just came a moment when I thought about, well, maybe I should just learn how to do this properly. And that's when I got the first Olympus, and here I am.
And how was the transition from the phone to the camera? Because it's quite interesting that obviously we've all used cameras for years, you know, and phones don't tend to be in our makeup when it comes to sort of doing the photography. But what did you notice that the phone wasn't giving you that the camera could give you?
Well, of course, the phone was, it's easy. I don't say that, well, it's very easy to use, but for example, if it got darker, you just couldn't get good enough images, or in wintertime, the phone usually, it just died when I take it out of my pocket. It just couldn't handle the cold.
Right.
And it's just started to get annoying. And of course, when I tried to do editing, even a little bit, the pictures just couldn't handle it. And I just wanted more control over the photos. Because the phone photo is really, it's like a point and shoot camera. You just
like a snap
point, and you just get what it provides you. I mean, you can't really influence much what it gives you. So I just wanted more control over the images.
It's really interesting, that is, isn't it? Because we always ask people why Olympus, why this, but actually that transition from the phone, up is quite an important transition,
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely.
Because it does take your photography into a completely new
Yes.
direction.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and control is probably
Yes.
the right word, isn't
Yeah.
it? Having that opportunity
Yeah.
to take control of those images and get inspired by
Yeah.
the people and say, how did that person get that image? That can't be shot on a telephone.
Yeah.
It can't, you know. So
Yeah,
it's very
I get
interesting.
bored with the really super big angle images. I just wanted more intimate,
Nice.
you know, yeah.
Fantastic. Well,
Let's talk
take a
about
look.
Kit. Want to talk about Kit?
Let's take a look at some
Going
pictures.
to take a look at some pictures.
let's
Sorry,
go
Gav.
straight in.
yeah.
Straight into some pictures.
like to keep Gav on his toes.
keep Gav on his toes. Oh,
This is beautiful.
look at me and go. Oh,
Is
you and I.
that ice? Or is what water?
It's water. So
Yes, there's
talk to us
water
about
droplets.
this image. Yes.
Yes, well, this is actually a very typical photo of mine with a soft, creamy bokeh. And this is shot with a 90mm macro.
Nice.
And you get this beautiful bokeh with a long focal length, of course. And actually, with this image, the macro shots is usually taken with focus bracketing or stacking, and I was looking for something else because I just didn't want to take like my memory card full of photos to do big stacks. So I've been thinking about maybe if I take like bigger, like the F13 here, I have, so just to get the bigger focal, what is that?
Focal range, like the bigger space, the
No,
area.
the sharper area is bigger.
Yeah.
So I just pushed it to F13 and I thought about that high resolution feature on my OM5. I decided to try that and here's the result. So I could get a really nice, now I lost the what is it? Depth of field. So that I
Perfect.
get a bigger depth of field on the photo. So
I love that. It's interesting that you say that because it's such a nice, refreshing look at macro photography because even with the 90, you would normally focus stack or you'd go in for
Yes.
that single shot. You know, to be able to say, hey, there's something that's only a few millimeters in front, but I want them both sharp.
Yeah.
Instead of focus stacking where everything is sharp,
Yeah.
again, you've used that control and you've used the aperture to change how that picture is seen, and it's a really nice. And who would go in with a high res shot at 90 mil,
res,
right?
90 mil, yeah.
Again,
Really
not
Because-
many people.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Love
because
it.
I don't use a flash, then I have to raise up the ISO so much because this has ISO 3200 if I remember correctly. So that's quite high. But with the high res, I can get this beautiful noise-free image nevertheless. So yeah.
And the joy about high res, of course, it gives you better contrast, better
Yeah.
colour.
Yeah,
You know, it does
absolutely.
make a huge difference because basically you're losing a lot of the noise because it's just all round a great shot. But it's interesting and a really interesting approach to macro, as I said, because it's unusual to do F13, it's unusual to do high res,
Yep.
and that's why we love it.
But you wouldn't look at it and go, that's an F13 shot because you've got that beautiful background. You've got that beautiful bokeh background. And it's just...
Yay for Micro Four Thirds!
Yay!
Yay!
Yes,
right?
and I thought about why wouldn't, if a high res works for big landscapes, then why
Yes.
wouldn't it work on smaller landscapes?
I love it.
So-
Absolutely lovely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
I
and
love that.
you of course you have to remember with the high res that if there's something moving, it doesn't necessarily work. So you might want to try Live ND instead. So here's a tip for
I love
you.
it.
Yeah, nice.
So I absolutely love that. Absolutely brilliant.
if you've got any questions,
Yes, that's what I was
pop
gonna
them
say.
in the chat. It was there,
My
wasn't it?
brain, I was
Absolutely.
thinking, I'm sure I was going to say something.
It's there.
If you have any questions, Sam is ready with a little question mark flag.
Phil is watching.
Marja is here to answer any questions for you about her photography or about anything
Yes.
she knows. So please shout. We've got to read that comment out. That is very funny. Hey Phil, he's sitting in the doctor's surgery. You need to put your earphones in, Phil.
Yes, earbuds. That's what you need.
But you'll see later that we've given you a big shout out.
Yeah, right. Let's have a look at the
next image.
Oh, behind the
Here's
scenes
the behind the
video.
scenes video.
Okay.
Yes,
I
so
like
you
stuff
can
like
see
this.
how small the
Oh, it's
Oh,
mushroom
I
really
love
was.
that. Yes.
look
Tiny
at
little
that.
mushroom.
I do
Yeah.
love behind the scenes
I do.
videos. I think with fungi especially, people assume that everything is about this big.
Do you not walk into the forest and see fungi this big? It's because we always, you always have those beautiful, and you'd think it was a lot bigger than
Than it
what
is.
And
yeah.
actually, what made it a bit easier with this photo was that it's on a log, so
Yeah.
it's on a
Right.
higher ground, because mushrooms
higher.
on the forest floor, they're so low angle,
Yeah.
you have to be really, so it was easier because it was
Yeah.
on a tree
Nice.
trunk. Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Oh, the Amanita.
Oh, it's a
Fly
fly
agaric.
agaric.
I love
How do
it.
you
Fly
say
agaric.
this in? It's the same because it's Latin, isn't it? So it'd be the same in
Same thing.
in Finnish, right? A fly agaric.
Well, we
It's
say
beautiful.
we say kärpäsieni.
Ah,
So it's a
see?
fly mushroom. It's a fly
Yes.
mushroom.
Okay.
Yes. I absolutely love the
I love
fact
the light
that the
here.
light
Yeah.
is different on two. The other one looks like a lamp
Yeah.
that you've actually
Yeah.
Yes.
put a bulb in and
Yes.
lit the lamp. It absolutely is beautiful. Talk us through this image.
Yeah, actually, this is also shot in high res, just because it was a bit darker scenario. It's just a rainy day, and I knew that I needed to push up the ISO again. So it's 2000 in this one. And then I just thought about, yeah, I could just take a photo of the mushrooms like it is, but then I just wanted to add a little bit of extra, and I placed a little ring light on the bottom of that mushroom in the back. So you
Okay.
can't actually see the ring light because there's that root
Covering
hiding
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, and it lights it from the
And
ground.
how is the front mushroom lit? Is that using the same
There's a
light?
small LED here
Okay.
on the side. Yes,
I love
too.
it. It
Yeah.
looks like
It's super
like a
sharp.
fairy
It
tale.
does, doesn't
you
it?
know,
Yeah, I love
it.
whenever you want to take pictures, when you want to take woodland pictures and something like this, you can really make them very fairy tale like, very beautiful.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
And if you'd like to try, you can also put a little flashlight standing behind a mushroom. So if you want to try that, and even if you're lucky, you might see some spores rising from the mushroom.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I've seen that once.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's just being creative, isn't it? Seeing something and trying something
And
a bit
here's
different
the
with it. Oh, look
here's
at that.
you
there's
can see the
nothing-
light in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're quite a way away from that as well. It's nothing more exciting
Yes.
than finding 3 or 4 fly agarics in
Oh, I
one
know.
place
Yeah.
that haven't been eaten. So we absolutely
Yeah.
love those. Background shots are amazing. And Linda agrees. Great idea to have this video.
Yeah.
Good.
So yes, having
Yes.
the background. So would you have taken that from different angles? Would you have moved around the scene to
Yeah,
get
actually-
the best angles?
Yeah, actually, I did. That video was shot on a different angle, and I
Yeah.
actually then moved a bit to the right just to get a nice composition with the
Yeah.
mushrooms. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's very important in my photos too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Sometimes I can take a picture and it can be 10 angles of the one
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
get that right
Yeah.
one, you
Yeah.
know. So, and that's absolutely beautiful. And it's a 15th of a second. So again, because the camera's still on the floor, you can use a slower shutter speed. You haven't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
So we absolutely love that one. And again, with your OM5.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Love it.
my yeah.
Okay, so let's take another look at the next picture, please, Gavin.
Oh, here's the video again.
Can you imagine if we came across that? Oh,
Oh, that looks like glass. It looks
Oh.
like
Are they
ice.
glass? Are they ice?
It looks like
Yes.
ice.
Ice sculptures?
Yes.
Oh, really?
This
They
is
are.
one of
Are they
my
covered in
favorite-
frost, are they?
Yes, this is shot in January, I think.
Wow.
Yes, I was it was winter, of course, and there were no mushrooms, and everybody knows that I like to take pictures of mushrooms, and I just thought about, well, how could I get a mushroom picture in the winter? So I decided
Nice.
to make a ice
That's
sculpture.
amazing.
Oh, wow. You made this ice sculpture yourself?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
It looks so realistic. I mean,
Yeah, here's my mushroom farm.
I love
She's
that.
got a mushroom farm in her freezer. That's amazing.
Wow! Oh my gosh, I've got a big
We
freezer.
have to do this.
We have. This is a live. I can feel a live
Gavin.
coming on. A Christmas live, sculpting your own fungi.
In Finland.
Yeah.
In-
Well,
Well,
you know,
somebody
okay.
said that I have a fungal problem in my freezers.
Wow, I absolutely love that. Why
Yeah.
not? I mean, this is absolutely incredible. Emily loves
Yeah.
this. She says so creative. They are amazing. But I thought it was just a frosty fungi when I
Did you?
first saw it. I really
Yeah.
did. I was
Well,
like,
there's no such thing in
no,
Finland. Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
Of course, that time
Yeah.
of year is just never
Yeah.
going to happen. But
This is a great idea. Look, I think everyone who's watching, you should all try this over winter. We want to be
Yeah,
tagged
absolutely.
in your... that's what I call dedication. So impressed.
oh, lots and
That's
lots of love.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm loving the
I'm here for
freezer.
it. I'm here for it. But back to
Thank
the
you.
image. I also really love that beautiful light
Yes.
behind it.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, with winter photography, you should always consider, because it's really on the daytime, it's really colorless. Actually,
Yes.
Yeah.
here in Finland, everything is gray. It's just different shades of gray or blue.
Right.
And I thought about how to get more color in the image. So I took the setting sun as a backdrop. So I got that beautiful orange color there.
Beautiful.
So this is very close to my home where I shot this. Actually, this print here in the backside, that's the same moss that's on that tree
I
there.
love it. Absolutely
It
love
shows you don't need to go far, like we said earlier,
Right.
to, you know, into your somewhere near your house, and you get, you know, this beautiful light and a regular spot that you go to photograph, which is amazing.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
we're talking about
and
that.
I think, and I think you know your neighborhood the best.
Yes.
So
Right.
you know how the season change and how the light changes. So it's really good to just know your own surrounding. And it's easy to go there, you know, maybe I wasn't so lucky today, maybe I try tomorrow. So it's easy to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and different times of the year, different times of the day.
Yeah.
Each visit can bring you a different perspective. You know, sometimes, like you say, nothing at all.
Absolutely.
The light
Yep.
is just not right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just the time to sit and think, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like you say, going to a place over and over and over again is definitely going to get you the best shots eventually, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love this,
This is
so
brilliant.
much.
This is such a great
amazing.
idea.
I love your freezer of your
We're
fungi
gonna try
farm.
this.
We are so trying this. I just think that is the best thing I've seen. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you can find anything on the internet. You know, I found these silicone molds with this, so I froze them. I could do this on my balcony, actually. It was cold enough, but I just thought my freezer was more safe for
I'm
them
going
to.
to do this. Oh, we've got a question. What kind of tripod do you use to get so low for these fungi?
I don't use a tripod.
You
I
lay
don't
out
really
screen.
use.
Right.
Yeah, just occasionally. I think just after getting the OM5, I really don't use a tripod anymore. Just for special occasions,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Well, you've got
They're
that
all
nice
handheld.
articulated screen, haven't you? So you can
Yeah.
flip it out and you can put the
Yeah,
camera right
yeah,
down to the floor.
Absolutely.
And you can leave
Yeah.
the camera in the snow and
Yeah.
use your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't even have to sort of be on the floor. But I've got bad
Yeah.
knees, and I reckon probably Susie's like, I've got bad knees. So yeah,
You still go and lie on the floor, though.
I'm always come back completely covered in mud and dirt.
Yeah.
Even when I
Yeah.
walk the dogs, my sister says, "How do you get that dirty?" I don't know, but I always do.
And
I
actually,
saw
people
that.
ask me, and actually, people have asked me, how comfortable are you leaving your camera on the ground, and how comfortable are you putting it on the ground? And I'm just like, I never worry about the camera.
Same.
It's weather
Yeah.
sealed.
Right.
Just have to worry about me.
Yes.
Myself. Yeah.
Exactly.
That is it. Absolutely.
Yep.
Gav, did we have any more images? We
Keep
did.
your
He's
questions
nodding.
coming in. If you've got any questions, keep them coming in.
Oh, this is
beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, these beautiful little mycenas. Yes, this is a very good example of how I use LEDs to light
Okay.
up the mushroom. And Also, this is, I think, in-camera focus stack.
Right.
So yeah.
Beautiful. The bokeh
So I
behind
think
is
you
lovely.
have Gavin has a video about how I took this shot, and you can see the LED, how it's placed. So here are the mushrooms, and you can just see how small they are. This is done with a 30mm macro. So you can see how it just fits in the palm of my hand, the whole thing. And I
Fantastic.
get a nice image of
Nice.
those mushrooms. And it's super low angle again. So
Yeah, I
they're
like
on
the
that.
shooting up
Yeah.
and seeing like underneath a bit more. It's really
Yeah, sort of seeing the cups and the
Yes.
way the light falls into that cup
Yeah.
is absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. And these little mushrooms, they are really thin, so you can get that light through that, showing through that.
Yeah,
But you
it's
have to be
lovely.
careful because mushrooms also, they are very, very glossy easily if they're
Yeah.
moist, so
Yes.
you don't
Yeah.
get overexposure. And then, so just
And I love the fact
adjusting
that
the
this
light.
is shot on a 30.
Yes.
You know, we always tend
What a
to
great
skip
lens.
over the 30
Yes.
because the 90's so brilliant and the 60's
Yeah.
so brilliant, and the 30's almost gets left behind because
Yeah.
it's relatively inexpensive.
It is.
But it's so
Yeah.
easy to use, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's a
I
great
absolutely
starting.
love it. I absolutely
Good.
love it. I had this moment last spring when it was the only macro I had for a while before I got the 90mm, and I really learned how to use it, and I just learned how easy it is to get
Yeah.
into very small spaces,
Right.
Yeah.
because you don't need a long. You just it's so small. It fits everywhere
Yeah.
in the forest.
Yeah. You can
You
get very
you
close
don't.
and personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have so much space everywhere to take your photos, so I just love it.
Good. And we love it too.
And it's a perfect match with the OM5. I think
Right.
it's such a small bit of kit. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, my feeling as well is if you're coming up from a mobile phone,
Yeah.
an OM5 and a 30 is the absolute ideal
Brilliant.
introduction
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
using this type of, that
Yeah.
sort of just to start you out, because you've not got to think about the sort of technicalities of
No.
magnification and things like that. You can just go in, take the
Yep.
shot, and away you go.
Yeah.
We've got a quick message up. Chris says, I've been using the TG7 for shooting fungi where I can't fit in my EM1
Yeah.
Mark III in my 30. Absolutely. The TG range has the
Great
most
macro.
accessories for macro, but also it's so small and tiny, and they're getting better and better and better as they come out even more.
Claire Williams has joined. Hi, Claire. A bit late joining. Was photographing wax caps with the OM1 and 90mm. Brilliant combo.
Hey, Claire,
Yes.
lovely to see you. Mrs. Tiggy Winkles, good to see the 30 in use. Had been dithering about it, especially as it's discounted at the moment. So great to hear how you use it. Thank you very much, Mrs. Tiggy Winkles.
And like you say, we do put a lot of focus on the 90mm. It's a fantastic lens, and before that, the 60mm. But the 30mm, fantastic
Some
results.
cashback.
Yeah.
As I said, it's a great jump up if you come from a telephone.
Yeah,
If you've got any people that are interested in macro, again, it's a great gift because it's
If you're new into macro as
Right.
well, if you've been doing wildlife or landscape and you wanted to try macro but you didn't want to stretch the budget too much, then it's like you said, it's a brilliant little lens.
Good.
Yeah,
we love
and
to
I
see
think
that.
it's
Yeah.
and it's good because it's different from the 90mm in that way also, because with the 90 you need to be a bit further back. So if you're used to shooting with wide angle lenses, it's easier to start using the 30mm.
I agree.
It's quite wide angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And as I said, I don't with the 30, you don't have to think so much about the maths. I know we all go a bit crazy
don't
when it
have
comes
to
to depth
change
of
the-
fields
yeah.
and all the magnifications and stuff when it comes
Yeah.
to the 60 and the 90.
Yeah.
But the 30, you go in,
It's
bosh.
it's really simple. Yeah.
So easy to
and
use.
it has nice magnification too.
It does.
Exactly. Good stuff. Okay, have we got one more image, Gavin? I think this is your very last, or your memory. See how we're doing for time. Let's have another look. What have we got? Waiting for the button.
Gab's like, I'm feeling the pressure now. Claire.
Now,
Hey! Oh, look at that.
that
Lovely
is
parachute.
beautiful. So
Thank
tell
you.
us how you would sort of think about taking a picture of this. What's your theory? What's your thought process?
Well, firstly, I found these beautiful little mushrooms lying in mud. Yeah, they actually grow in mud. So I was thinking about how do I get a nice photo? Because if I shoot them on the ground, I just get black and white photo. So I really did think about the background first. So I took the camera and I popped it into manual focus and I'm focused close. And then I just start looking around. What kind of bouquet do I get where?
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And then when I find a nice place, I picked that little twig up and I placed it on I have this little card holder and I placed it on that.
Yeah.
And then I took a photo of it.
Love it.
And I think Gavin has a photo of this situation also where you can see
Nice.
how I took it.
Brilliant.
So
and
I-
this is quite rare. I have a tripod here.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have also got these little clips.
Yes.
So they're in like a little block of wood.
Yeah.
And they can stand anywhere.
Yeah.
And they're literally only about that big and they can hold, because I've been doing
Handy.
some slime mold
Yes.
stuff. It's
Yeah.
sometimes easier just to pick it up and place it like that. So you can say getting the light is absolutely absolutely ideal. And it's a tiny little accessory, but really makes a huge difference to how you can place it in the light. But look at the stunning.
Trevor says, I've never seen fungi like this before.
It's beautiful. So
It is.
yeah, a lot of love for this picture. And like you say, being able to manipulate the light a tiny bit to your advantage does make a huge difference. And it's absolutely beautiful.
And I bet
Thank
they're
you.
tiny.
They are.
They're like tiny.
Yeah, they're really
tiny.
tiny. And it's quite rare that you can pick up a mushroom because usually
Right.
they just break very easily.
Yeah.
So you just, and I don't recommend, just ripping things
Same.
out of the forest
Yeah.
Right.
just to get a photo. But, this was easy. I just picked it up and put it on the stand and I just put it back down.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And you're absolutely right. Don't go picking mushrooms or fungi. You don't unless you know what you're touching. That's the one thing and also you shouldn't be disturbing things out of the ground,
probably
like
not.
you say, if they're on a bit of wood or whatever and you can pick them up and put them back.
Yeah.
But we don't want you picking random things.
you've
Just
got a
because leave the nature as it is. Okay, we have a question.
Wonderful images. What post-processing do you do?
Oh, I do everything in Lightroom, mostly. Yeah. But this is, for example, for this one, it's a 4-image stack.
Okay.
I do sometimes stack, and I do that in Photoshop if it's necessary, and then just do some tweaks in Lightroom, and that's it.
Brilliant.
Nice and simple. Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
So Roy Jenkins Packer says, such beautiful images, very talented. So well done. We love that. Any more questions we've got coming in? We've got one more image. We're going to
Let's
squeeze
take a
another
look.
image in. Go on. We haven't been on screen for
Go
a
on
while.
then,
Come on,
why
let's do
not?
another image, Gavin. What have we got? Oh,
The
nice.
refraction.
Refraction. I love
Not
this.
fang-
Emily,
not fungi.
Emily will like this.
Emily, this is right up your
Emily
street.
loves, yeah, she does a lot of refraction.
Tell us about this image.
I took this last spring, and I think it's called wood anemone in English. This
Yeah,
flower,
wood anemone.
maybe.
Wood anemone,
Wood
yes.
anemone?
Yeah.
Okay,
Anemone,
yeah.
yep.
Glad you can say that.
So it's
I'm
really a
just-
symbol. Thank you. It's really a symbol of spring, and I just was thinking about, well, how do I get a nice photo of it? And they were. I just wanted to do something different than just a picture of a flower. And of course, I've seen refraction images on the internet, and they have flowers, in them. So I thought maybe I could do that outside in nature. So,
Absolutely.
well, I just think this is a lucky shot out of, you just need to have luck with the light and,
Right.
distances and everything just to get the shot. So, and here's a little background
You've got some really nice
background
light
video.
behind as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Really
very
beautiful.
dirty camera.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what happens.
So, would you say, Marja, that every image you look at, you are looking for the light first? I mean, say you stumble across an amazing fungi, do you first think, oh, right, where's the light? How am I
Yeah.
going to,
Yeah,
how's
I
this
don't-
going to be?
I'm quite picky on what I shoot, actually. I don't photograph everything that I see.
Okay.
I just, I do look at the light, and then I just take the camera and I start looking it from different angles. Because I think the background is just as important in the photo as
Absolutely.
the subject itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
And
so
so
right.
it really is, I don't just focus on the subject, I always just look around if there's something distracting around it. And here's also this nice sunlight coming through the forest. And it's just a perfect moment. And 10 minutes later, it was gone. So
It's beautiful. Oh, you're so right. I mean, absolutely. But again, shot with the 30, you know, which is the understated macro. You know, it's the one we should all be shouting about. But lots of love for that image. And again, it's so different. It's a little bit different to what we see before. And I really like that.
Yeah.
Really love that.
And someone said the background photos and videos are great. Please include more of those when you can. It is really great to see behind the scenes of all of your shots to show exactly your setup and how you did it. And
we love that.
I should have an assistant with me to take the photo.
Do you know what? I will volunteer.
Yes.
I will come
I
to
mean, I'm
Finland.
sure
Claire,
we
you
can
should
do
probably
that.
be there as well.
Yeah, I can be your assistant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. And then,
And then Gav and Sam, they'll be my assistant.
your assistants.
Yeah, we love
The
that.
assistants.
But
yes.
the background shots really do help our end users see, you know, what you see when you first start, and then how you approach it, and it's absolutely stunning. So we love that. It's been really lovely.
Really great photos.
I will try to do it. It's just many times I focus on photography so much that I don't want to fiddle with my phone anymore. So I'm just
it's
excited
great.
to take the
Really
photo.
love that. Very
Absolutely.
exciting.
No, they're fantastic images. And great to see, like we said, the OM5 in use.
Yes.
Yes,
And
I've been
different
loving
ways of doing macro with, you know,
The 30,
high res.
the high res, the slow shutter speeds.
Yeah.
What a lovely approach to macro. And guess what? It's macro season here in the UK and in the States and in Europe. So if you've taken any inspiration from our wonderful guests, please get out into nature and please take lots and lots of pictures. And maybe even invest in that little 30. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Good choice.
Tag us. Got to tag us. That's
Tag
the
us in them
social
so we
queen
can see
for
them.
us. So tag us, Claire, tag us.
We want to see your photos. And also, you know, follow along, because you'll be posting lots more images, I imagine. You know, 'tis the season of fungi.
Yes, looking forward to seeing more shots that you're going to be getting in the next couple of months. So Marja, thank you for joining us. We have really
so much for
enjoyed.
having me.
I enjoyed your mushroom freezer farm.
Yes.
Far too much than I should have.
You're going home to order a mould.
Oh my gosh, I'm going home to order a mould. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. You've been a great guest. Claire and I will look forward to coming to Finland to see you and meet you.
Yes.
Maybe we can even get you here. We'd rather come to you though. It's a big
We can
thank
do
you
both.
for right.
Exactly.
Do like an exchange.
Yes. Yeah.
Our viewers and our customers have also loved seeing your images.
They have.
If you don't follow her, you should. The tag's on there. Trevor says enjoyed the photos and chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So see you again soon, and can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes. See you again.
Take care.
See you.
So that's it from us. No, have we got? What else have we got to say?
I don't know, what else have we got?
We're going to be back.
We're a bit rusty.
We are a bit rusty. We don't know what we're
We'll
doing.
be back next month,
yes.
we promise. And we're going to do a Christmas special.
We are going to do a Christmas special without the
gonna be
cocktails,
crazy.
I've been told, though, which
Yeah,
I'm
no
a bit
cocktails.
disappointed
No,
about.
I'm sorry.
But we are going to do a November and a Christmas special, so we're looking forward to that.
Keep an eye out for dates coming soon. And like we said, it's OM System Week. So get yourself booked onto one of those online workshops. There's plenty in different languages all around the world. So wherever you are, you'll be able to jump on one and enjoy learning what nature means to our photographers.
Yeah,
And
don't forget that competition.
Don't forget the competition, definitely.
Long time in Iceland, how amazing. And, you know, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. When you go out to take pictures, take time. Take time to breathe, take time to listen, take time to take it all in before you go
absolutely
snapping away.
Get out there into nature, take your camera with you, get some great photos, and like Claire said, just take it all in and enjoy. And we will see you on the next one.
I can't wait. See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Take care.